My 2005 Audi. It's an A8 with the 4.2 liter. Uh, I had an oil leak and I could smell it burning, so figured it was the valve cover gaskets. I showed a little video on some of that. Pulled all that off, put it back on. It still has a drip, and it's not coming from there. I used my mirror to verify that, and I think I found where it's coming from. I did some searches on websites, and there's not much on this. So, it seems to be only coming from the driver's side, but the driver's side rear cam seal. It's a plug that goes in the back of the valve cover or valve body itself, not the cover. And it plugs over basically where the cam would need to be slid backwards to be taken out or put in. And I'm going to see if I can show you through the mirror. I have a couple pictures I'm posting online too, but it's back here. So you got, this is the driver's side. Go all the way to the back. All your hoses are. And when you look down inside this little area here, actually surprisingly that's right on it. It's on the back side of the motor, just beside the vacuum module, and you can see mine's clean. I cleaned it up just now. It doesn't know exactly where to focus, so I cleaned it up just now. The plugs are pretty inexpensive. The difficulty to change it looks pretty not intense, but it pops in, so you can put a flathead or a scraper or something behind it, start pulling it out, I think. But putting the new one back in just depends on how much pressure, because as you can see in my mirror, I can barely get back here. I can actually reach my hand with my fingers back there, but I have no room to actually put pressure enough to force it in, so there has to be a way. I'm going to change mine. Maybe I'll be able to post a video on that. But if you do have a leak in the back and you think it's your valve cover gasket, you can see my gasket right there, the new one I put on there. Valve cover gasket is really a struggle to put on unless you have all the right tools. You can see mine all the way down to the edge is not leaking, but I'm still getting a drip, and it was wet under here. So when it drops from there, you can see where it runs down. There's a tube below it. I put a rag underneath there because I'm going to verify how much it's dripping. There's a tube below it that catches the drip, and then it drops right on top of the exhaust. Really kind of hard to see on the exhaust tube because it's tucked in there so tight. And mine is dripping right in front of the flange off the header that leads down to the pipe. So hopefully this will help somebody. If you have a mirror like this, you can probably leave it in. I just slide mine right behind the tubes there, and get back there, move some wires if you need to, and take a look. But if you do have a leak, before you go through the awesomeness of removing the entire valve covers, you might take a look and see if yours might be leaking out of here too. If it is, it doesn't hurt to replace the valve covers gaskets, but it almost looks like it's still leaking. It's kind of wet almost. I just cleaned it. Anyways, it doesn't hurt to replace the valve covers. Obviously, if you haven't done it in a long time, replace your spark plugs at the same time. That's what I did with mine, and it was kind of a blessing. I did the spark plugs in it. They said BMW, or said Audi on them. Sorry, they said Audi, but they had some 4-prong system in there, and they looked kind of rough. So I put these new uraniums in there that says they're like OEM specs, or they are OEM, and they fire great. This thing's, I mean, running nice and strong. The only two issues I have right now, it's an Audi. Only two issues I have right now with it are that leak, and on my driver's side, the pump pumps it up fine. If you're in comfort though, you can see that it keeps cycling on that side. It goes up about 1/2 inch to 3/4 maybe, and then releases down and then goes back up. It just cycles that on a uneven surface, but when it's level, doesn't seem to do it, and whenever I'm in dynamic mode, it doesn't do it. So it's not the actual strut, it seems to be the lift sensor. So I'm going to order that on eBay. I have to get a used one because I can't seem to find a 2005 version of a remake, and I'm not spending $200 for that single part. So budget, this is a budget car in the first place, and I've done nothing but work on it. Put $1,500 in it the past month since I got it. Whoever had it just kind of ran it. So anyways, hope this helps somebody. Once again, you would probably have a plug on the front of this one too, but you'd have to take off the covers if you want to do them both at the same time. Obviously this one might be more easy to get to. But that gives you a summary of where to look if you have a leak that's causing exhaust smell or dripping out of the back of the motor that's almost impossible to find unless you use a mirror. Bye.